Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer software testing interview question 61. That is, what is UI testing or GUI testing? Let me answer. In UI testing or GUI testing, we test the user interface or graphical user interface of an application software. For example, if I take you to this application, if I take you to this application and if I have to perform the UI testing or GUI testing, how does the user interface of this application let me give you some examples, guys. For example, this particular button background color of this button should be in black color. It's already there in black color, so no problem. According to the client specified requirements, if this button has to be in black background and the text on the button should be in white color, so according to the client specified requirements, I will check. Here I'm not testing the functionality of this button. I'm testing how the button should be there as per the client specified requirements. What is the UI? Okay, what is the display of this button on the user interface of this application page? And also, not only that, you see, as part of UI testing, we test whether the related fields are properly aligned or not. For example, here, this particular search box field is properly aligned with this search button and it is properly aligned with this black color button and all those stuff. Okay, so and also here on the top you see the menu options, all these header options are in a proper line. Okay, if one option is on the top and one option is on the down, that is an alignment problem. Okay, that's an alignment problem. And also, not only that, guys, there should not be any spelling mistakes. Okay, for example, if you read this my account, there's no spelling mistake in this my account. There's no spelling mistake in this wish list. Okay, shopping cart or checkout, all are properly spelled. So like that we will test, guys. Okay, as part of UI testing, we have to test the user interface of the application or graphical user interface of the application. We don't have to worry about the application functionality is working fine or not. Here, the purpose of the UI testing is to test the user interface. So if this, for example, if you have to test this text, okay, you have to see whether the alignment of this text is proper. So it is left aligned, right? The text is left aligned. According to the client specified requirements, it has to be left aligned. Let's say it is left aligned. Not only that, whether you can read this particular text or not. Okay, visibility of the text. Okay, if some new user or a end user uses this application, can that end user can read this particular text? It should be readable, right? So and the alignment, guys, you see the heading and the subheading and this particular text are properly aligned here. Not only that, in this box also, the email address field, password field, and login button are properly aligned. Label and text box fields are properly aligned. And also inside the text box fields, the placeholder text is also provided. You say inside this field, email address placeholder text in gray color is provided. In the password text box field also password gray color text, that is placeholder text, is being displayed, and whether all the options that has to be there on the user interface of this application are available or not. As per the client specified requirement, there should be a proper heading for the login this login section, like returning customer kind of thing, and there should be a subsection like I am a subheading like I am a returning customer, and there should be a proper label. Okay, and their label should contain under the label there should be email address field, text box field, there should be a password label, and there should be a password field according to client specified requirements. All are provided, let's say, and you are checking that user interface only. You are not worried about the functionality of this application, guys. You are only worried about the user interface. Okay, according to the client specified requirements, user interface has been created or not. Okay, the proper number of fields in the proper format are created or not. And also you can check the colors, guys. For example, all the buttons on this page are in, you see login button is in blue color background, this continue button is also in blue color background. If I go to the register page, okay, a proper tendency is followed. Okay, across the application all these kind of buttons are in proper color or not, all the hyperlinks are in a similar manner or not. For example, here login page, okay, and here privacy policy, all are in the same format. You see breadcrumb also has hyperlink kind of stuff, which is also in the same color. Okay, so alignment, you see the log all are left aligned and properly aligned here. Okay, there is no problem, and there are no spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, everything we have to check, guys. Okay, so for example, if you got a defect, one of the example of the defect you may get in UI testing or GUI testing, I'll show you. This is one of the example of the UI a defect you may come across when you perform UI testing or GUI testing. You see here the plus symbol, okay, on this application. This is a screenshot, guys. So this is just a screenshot of the entire application. Okay, so of a particular portion of the application, the screenshot has been taken. As you can see, the first section, the things are good. You see one ebooks. That is a problem, right? For one ebook should not come. One ebook should come. That's spelling mistake is there. Okay, it's not proper way to say one ebooks. Otherwise, you have to provide circular brackets around this S so that we can understand that if in case of one it is a ebook, if in case of multiple books, we can say ebooks. Okay, but here one ebooks is not right. Okay, this is one problem. And other than that, you see Here in the first section, this thing is probably plus sign is properly placed in the first section, but in second section, one ebooks, PDF, EPUB, Amazon, you see plus symbol is okay is overlapping this Amazon. Okay, this should not happen. This kind of defects you may get in UI testing, guys. Okay, when you are performing UI testing, there will be some options which will be overlapping with the text and all the stuff. Okay, sometimes the text will be going outside the page. Okay, and going outside the section. For example, here, if you go to this login page here, if this particular text is bound to this particular box, what if this particular text is going outside this box? That is a UI defect. Okay, so a lot of UI defects are possible, guys. Okay, a lot of examples we can take. UI testing is not a simple thing, guys. It's a very complex and very detailed thing, you can say. So I have already given you a lot of examples, right? The whether the user interface is designed or developed according to the client specified requirements or not is the first thing. So if this particular height of this particular text box field should be some pixels and the width of this text box field should be some pixels, it should be according to the client specified requirements. Okay, the color, the height, width, and the type of the field, and whether it has a placeholder, everything will be specified in the client specified requirements. Whether it is there or not, we have to check as part of UI testing. Apart from that, we have to check whether there are any spelling mistakes in the in this label text or in this kind of text. Anywhere wherever you see some English text or any other text, it should not contain any spelling mistakes. Okay, it should not contain any grammatical mistakes. All these tests will fall into the UI testing category. Alignment, you see here, the label is properly aligned with the text box field, and these two are properly aligned with this remaining stuff, right? Here everything on the page is properly aligned. I don't see any disturbance on this page. The alignment is very proper. Overlapping, no option is, no button is overlapping on a text field, or no label is overlapping with any other options. Okay, everything is properly placed on the page. Colors, proper colors are provided to all the UI elements. Here this button should be in black color, this one should be in blue color background, and all proper color combination is also there as per the client requirements. Proper color combination is there or not, we have to see. And many more are possible as part of the UI testing, guys. UI testing, as I told you already, it is a very detailed thing. So here is a full checklist, guys. Okay, if you want to see the full checklist, here is a full checklist. I'll copy this checklist. So here also in the notes, I provided this checklist, guys. You can take the checklist from here, the link for the checklist. I'll open the checklist link here. So this is a very detailed checklist I created. So which you can use for performing the UI testing on different type of UI elements on the web pages. Okay. So on different applications and all. Okay. So for example, if you are testing the text, okay, if you are testing the text, you can check for spelling mistakes. For example, on this application page, if you are testing this particular text, what kind of test, UI test you can perform on this kind of text on the application? You can check for spelling mistakes on these pages. You can check for grammatical mistakes. You can check whether the text is readable. Can you read it? Okay, as an end user, can you read this particular text, or if the font size of the text is too small or too big, you can find it out. Okay, font size, color of the text, family of the text. Okay, alignment of the text. You see the text is properly aligned. I feel left aligned, properly aligned. Okay, there's no problem. Should be left aligned. This particular text should not overlap with any other UI elements on the page. For example, this particular text is overlapping, coming on the top of the continue button. That is a UI defect. Okay. So is not going outside the page or section. For example, this particular text is bound to this particular section, and proper spacing is also provided within the box. Okay. So it's properly aligned and it's not going outside of the section or page. You see here page headings and page text are properly distinguished, right? There is a kind of differentiation between this main heading, subheading, and the text. Okay, you can see the difference. That kind of thing is followed or not. So only for testing the text, this many checklist items are there. So similarly, guys, in this checklist, you can find if you are testing the text box fields. Okay, text box fields are text area fields. For example, email address field, if you are testing, which is a text field. So then you can see like whether correct labels are provided for this text box field, whether the uh, label is properly aligned with the text box field. So a lot of other options are possible, guys. Okay, this is very detailed one. Okay, very detailed one, very detailed checklist, guys. Okay, so placeholders are there or not. Okay, if it is a mandatory fields, asterisk symbol is provided or not, like that. All the things we have to check. Okay, and what if you are testing the drop down fields? Okay, on an application page, if you have the drop down, this is a UI testing checklist for the drop down fields. If you are testing the buttons, let's say you are testing this login button. Okay, this is the checklist for testing the buttons. Okay, if you are testing the checkbox field, for example, on this page, there is a checkbox field. This is a checkbox field. If you are testing this checkbox field, this is a checklist for testing the checkbox field. If you are testing the radio buttons, yes and no are the radio buttons here. For that, this is a checklist. If you are testing the hyperlinks, for example, the login page is a hyperlink. For that, this is the checklist. Okay. If you are testing the images on the home page of this application, you can see there is this is an image, this is an image. all these product icons or images. These are the product images, right? All are images, nothing but. If you're testing that images, okay, this is the checklist for the images. Numerical input fields is the checklist. Okay, for scroll bars, this is the checklist. Okay, it's a very detailed checklist, guys. I'm not going to explain each and every checklist item here for you. I'm just at a high level giving you the confidence, like how to answer this question in the interview. If you get a question where what is UI testing or GUI testing, okay, this is a very big complex topic, and the main idea is to test the user interface or graphical user interface of the application without worrying about the application functionality. As part of UI testing, you are not testing the functionality of the application, you are simply testing the user interface of the application, guys. Okay, so logo, you can test the logo with this checklist, you can test the menu options with this checklist, you can, if there are some maps displayed on the application, this is the checklist, and a lot of other things are possible, guys. Okay, a lot of other things. Okay, lot of things are required as part of it. This is a very big topic. UI testing is a very big topic, and you can go through this checklist items, guys. Okay, I have provided this in the notes. You can watch this. You can go through these notes, and whenever you come across any testing where you have to perform UI testing, you can use this UI testing checklist for your purpose, guys. Okay. So hope, guys, you got the answer. What exactly is UI testing or GUI testing, and how it is performed, and what are the defects that you come across as part of UI testing or GUI testing, and the entire checklist. Okay, very detailed checklist I shared you as part of this answer for this particular interview question. So that's all for this session, guys. In the next session, I'm going to answer another software testing interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.